Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Sunday, February 1st, 2026, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App $ORIONNWSF or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got some NBA action this Sunday evening. The Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Denver Nuggets. Tip-off is going to be here in just a minute or two. So let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and let's get settled in for some NBA action this Sunday evening. Happy Sunday, everyone. On the thumb, on the left, arguably the best player in the game. It's SGA. And on the right, welcome back. First game since December 29th. Glad to see you, Nikola Jokic. Can't wait to be able to see how this one plays out between the number 1 Thunder and the number 2 Nuggets in the West. They just surpassed the Spurs for the second place spot. And again, this should definitely be a competitive matchup, even though we do have some injuries on both sides. But the best part is Jamal Murray and Jokic are back here tonight. So it should be, a little bit closer than maybe people think. And we saw the Thunder have a few struggles on the road recently, and we'll see if they'll be able to buck that trend. We're going to be shooting for 100 likes, 100 on the Dono train, and 5 to 15 subs. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Gonna need a 1-2 combo between SGA and Chet Holmgren here today. And Jokic first game back since December 29th. And he's going to need his right-hand man, Jamal Murray. Happy Sunday, everyone. And again, tip-off is going to be here in just a minute or two. And this is the first experiment, with them going on the NBC doubleheader on Sunday night. Obviously, we saw the Knicks just get past the Lakers a few minutes ago. And again, not really sure on, the dynamic of trying to be able to do, back-to-back games, on a Sunday. But again, they definitely need to be able to fill in the gap that football is left. But hopefully we end up having a competitive matchup here between the Thunder and the Nuggets. Oklahoma City Thunder favored by 7.5 on the Vegas line. Yeah, that definitely could fall for you, there with the parlay, especially with SGA and, with Chet. They're good for at least one deep ball. SGA, Case and Wallace, Dort, Chet Holmgren, and Isaiah Hartenstein down low. And now they're doing the intros for the Nuggets. And again, to be able to have Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic back definitely gives them a better chance. And it's kind of impressive, since Jokic hasn't played since December 29th, and they've still been in the top 4 spots in the West. When you have one of the best players, arguably the best all-around player in the game right now with the Joker. So it really shows you how good the coaching is, the depth. And it's not like they have all of their guys back just yet. But again, getting Murray and Jokic on the floor is great, but they still don't have Christian Braun, obviously out with the ankle, Cameron Johnson with the knee. Aaron Gordon out with a hamstring, and we know how good Aaron Gordon can be at times. And then Tamar Bates. And then on the flip side for the Thunder, still no Alex Caruso, AJ Mitchell, Jalen Williams, as well as Thomas Sowell. Dragging out these intros here. So again, once they're done with all of these Denver Nugget intros, we'll be good to go. So I guess tip-off is going to be closer to 6:45 rather than 6:30. Jokic in the starting lineup, of course. First game back since December 29th. Jalen Pickett, Peyton Watson, Spencer Jones, and Jamal Murray. One of the best 1-2 combos in the league with Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic. And again, they're going to be demonstrating their talents here in Denver tonight. They pan into David Adelman, the head coach there for the Nuggets. And being able to have a healthy Murray and a healthy Jokic to a certain degree is going to be a big lift for Denver, even though they are the second best team in the West, just passing the Spurs, 33-16, 14-9 at home. And again, a lot of those games, since obviously late December until now, no Jokic. So very impressive. They've been able to kind of stay afloat. But again, they got a great team. Still waiting for Aaron Gordon to come back. But, again, definitely going to be a little bit more interesting with Murray and Jokic were both game time decisions. And I'm very happy that they're both playing here today. And we know that SGA and the Thunder struggled against the T-Wolves. They were the more aggressive team with Anthony Edwards. And I'm very interested to see how the Thunder respond after that loss, on the road to Minnesota. We know the Spurs kind of have their number this year as well, winning 3 out of 4. But we are going to see a few more of those matchups between now and the regular season. But again, can't wait to be able to see how this plays out between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Denver Nuggets. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that dono train, and 5 to 15 subs.
I'm a baseball dad. Just because I didn't go pro doesn't mean my kid won't. Hey, buddy, you got to swivel those hips, right? And you got to swing. And if
here we go with the tip.
Insurance, you can be paid for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Hartenstein with the alley-oop and is missed. Cason Wallace, I see you. Jamal Murray, nice pass down low. SGA with the recovery there, push. Good ball movement here. Cason Wallace, bang, there we go. Nice 3 for Cason Wallace. SGA with the assist. Definitely feels like a playoff atmosphere. Little two-man game here with Murray and the Joker. Ooh, nice pass down low. Beautiful layup. Nice assist there by Jamal Murray. Early 3-2 lead here for the Thunder. Good ball movement here by the Thunder. Holmgren for a deep 3, in and out, no good. And fast break here for the Nuggets. Open 3, in and out, no good. Hartenstein with the rebound. And he pushes it up the floor. Hand it off to Chet Holmgren. Two-man game with Hartenstein. Chet posting up. Backing down. Fadeaway. In and out, no good. Hartenstein with the offensive rebound tip. Nice job there. That man in the building, what's good? Jamal Murray with a nice pull-up, and it is good. Nice jumper there by Murray. Jokic, the Joker, with the assist. Yeah, definitely was looking forward to NASCAR and Bowman Gray, but again, we were going to have it, today. Then they were going to have it tomorrow, and now we got to wait till Wednesday to be able to get some action. Hopefully. Corner 3 by Cason Wallace is good. SGA with another assist. We got Jamal Murray, a little two-man game here with the Joker. Murray with the crossover, backing down. Dort giving him some good defense. Floater by Murray is good. 11-foot turnaround jumper by Jamal Murray. And we got a close one here already, 10-9. Now turns into 13-9, Thunder. Ooh, SGA with a floater. Wants the and one call and didn't get it. Joker. Little two-man game here with Jamal Murray. They swing it to Watson for three. Bang, and it's good. Jalen Pickett there with the assist. Let's see what Dort and the Thunder do here in response. SGA. Dort, open three. Wow, bang, it's good. Dort with a big 26-foot three-point jumper. Another assist by SGA. Yeah, Clash definitely needs to be moved, but again, they have, certain things that they want to have in place, but would have been nice to be able to have that race today or tomorrow, but hopefully they get it done on Wednesday. Holmgren with the rebound as he puts it up the floor. Ooh, nice little crossover there. Now they slow it back down. SGA with a little two-man game. Chet with the crossover. Fadeaway, gets fouled, and goes to the line. Mike in the building, what's good? First game back for the Joker since December 29th. And to be able to have Murray and the Joker game time decisions both playing today definitely makes this a little bit more worthwhile. How you doing, Mike? How you doing, Nat Man? First free throw is good by Chet Holmgren. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Second free throw is good by Chet. Decent free throw shooter at the line for a big guy. Let's see what the Nuggets do here in response. Jamal Murray at the top of the key. Two-man game with the Joker. Nice backdoor cut. Oh, with the facial. Peyton Watson. Joker with the assist. Wow, great pick and roll and backdoor cut by Peyton Watson. Oh my. Nice crossover there by SGA. He's feeling himself. Floating jumper is good. Now, Super Bowl will be a lot of fun. Obviously, we got the NASCAR season starting on Wednesday, which will be nice as well. And we just got to be able to, find our way until baseball season starts with the Mariners. Gino ended up signing with his old team, with the Cincinnati Reds, for a one-year deal. So unfortunately, we're not going to get Gino until maybe the deadline again, or not at all. But I wish Gino the best of luck. Murray misses that free throw. Aaron Wiggins enters the game for SGA to give him a little bit of a breather. Second free throw by Murray is good. Yeah, Super Bowl will be a lot of fun. And again, we didn't get a chance to get Arise as well. Luis Arise signed with the Giants with a 1-year deal. So it would have been nice to get, Arise or Gino or both, on the Mariner roster. But, we're going to be buyers at the deadline. And that'll give an opportunity for some of the young guys, hopefully, to step up, like Young and Williamson, as well as Colt Emerson, hopefully, sooner than later, as well as Cade Anderson. Nice floater. Aaron Wiggins with a 13-foot floater. And again, they're keeping pace, and again, they're not getting bullied like they did against Minnesota on the road, at least not here early. Joker to Watson, back to the Joker. Little two-man game. Murray, open three in the corner, in and out, no good. Joker with the offensive rebound. Pickett with the pump fake. Good defense there by the Thunder. Good closeout. Ooh. Nasty crossover, but nowhere near making that shot. And a turnover by the Nuggets. Here we go. Aaron Wiggins with the steal. Floater by Hartenstein, nowhere near getting in. Front rim. Big brick there by Hartenstein. Got to have a little bit more touch. And stolen. Nice job by Wiggins. And looks like we have a Jalen Pickett violation with the kick ball. And that's going to turn into the Denver Nuggets' first full timeout. 5:42 left in the first quarter. Thunder 19, Nuggets 12. Marine Bean in the building. What's good? So Luis Arise signed a 1-year deal with the San Francisco Giants. I'm sad that we weren't able to hit on that opportunity. Maybe more realistic would have been Gino, but decided to get the money, which I don't blame him. Goes back to his old team, the Cincinnati Reds, 1 year, $15 million. But again, there's no guarantee that he stays on that team, either one of those players, for the whole year. There is a chance that those guys could be dealt at the deadline. But, I didn't really think we had a legitimate shot at Arise. But, Gino, it kind of felt like, the longer he stays on the market, maybe a chance that maybe we could get a deal and have him come back. But still a few interested suitors, and again, the Cincinnati Reds could use all the help that they can get for Ellie De La Cruz. And I wish Gino the best. I assume that they're going to use him only at DH because he's not really the best defender anymore, at his age. Definitely a little bit on the decline defensively, but should still be able to rake some home runs in Cincinnati. If he ends up getting 30, 40, 50 home runs, I would not be shocked. He'll get a hell of a lot of strikeouts, but he definitely will get some big home runs in that ballpark as well. Invite the neighbors for a grill out in the backyard for Super Bowl. Sounds fantastic. Yeah, I mean, there's still going to be people that, are going to be interested as of, Cincinnati, obviously, taking the deal. Probably not worth that much, at this point in his career. But again, they are going to be looking at the home runs. And, in Cincinnati, it's going to be more of a, player-friendly hitter ballpark than Seattle, which is the hardest to hit, home runs at. So I imagine he'll thrive there, and he'll strike out over, a billion times, but again, he'll help that team, and, I wish him the best of luck. But again, it'll give an opportunity, for Ben Williamson and Cole Young. But really what we need to be, doing to be successful is the faster that we can get Cade Anderson in the starting lineup, and the faster that we can get Colt Emerson, in the starting lineup as well, the better that we're going to be. But again, we'll have to wait for injuries and other things to kind of play themselves out. But, we're getting closer, to spring training, which will be February 20th. Obviously, the Mariners TV is going to be $20 a month, $99.99, $100 for the season, which will save you about $20 or $40, depending on how far the Mariners go. And that'll cover all the games that normally would have been en route. So I haven't really decided yet what avenue I'm going to go once that becomes available to purchase in a few weeks. But definitely looking forward to the World Baseball Classic and any kind of spring training games that may be available. So 5:42 left in the first quarter, 19-12. Thunder with a early 7-point lead, not getting bullied like they did against the Timberwolves and Anthony Edwards. But again, there's still quite a few minutes to go before this one plays out. But we'll be doing NBA, Obviously got a chance to watch a little bit of the Royal Rumble. Was a little disappointed. Again, this era with TKO and ESPN is not good for wrestling. And creative with Triple H and company has not been good for about a year and a half now. So we'll see where it goes. But I did watch it. But it could have definitely been better. But we'll have a little bit of NBA, a little bit of baseball classic and spring training. And then before you know it, we'll be back doing regular season games for the Seattle Mariners. Chet Holmgren at the top of the key. Deep three. Front rim. In and out. No good. And now Jamal Murray walking the ball up the floor. Pass to the Joker. He might be on a minute restriction since this is his first game back since December 29th. Little hook shot floater is good by the Joker. And again, out of all the top players in the NBA, the guy that probably is the most valuable, as far as points, rebounds, and assists, and being able to be consistent at those three categories is definitely the Joker. That's a guy that can average 30, 10, and 10, or even 30, 15, and 15 pretty easily. Fast break here for Denver. Open three, in and out, no good. Fast break here for the Thunder. Dort with that defensive rebound. Little two-man game here at the top of the key. Wiggins. And Joker is leaving too much space. Bang! Big three there. And that step back jumper from deep. 26-foot three-point jumper by Aaron Wiggins. And now we'll see what Jamal Murray and the Nuggets do here in return. Ooh, what a pass by the Joker. Behind the head. Woo! What a dime. Spencer Jones with a three in the corner and a Joker assist looking like some street ball and one. Wow. That was like some Magic Johnson, Larry Bird type of ish. Nice up and under Euro step layup is missed. And that's going to be a Jamal Murray reach in shooting foul. Cason Wallace to the line. First free throw by Wallace is good. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. But NASCAR will start on Wednesday, which was supposed to start today. Then the snow pushed it to Monday, and then that pushed another delay until Wednesday. But definitely looking forward to the clash. But I don't like the idea that it's on at 3 o'clock. Are they really, wanting nobody to watch? Like, of course, I have to decide to either do that or I might end up doing the Spurs and the Thunder. It'll be on a little bit later. I will watch, the clash at Bowman Gray, but, it should have been on at least at 5 p.m. Pacific start time. That would have been ideal to get better ratings, but, it is what it is. Jamal Murray at the top of the key. But even with that being said, I'm super excited for the NASCAR season to get going. Williams there. Ooh, nice up and under off the glass. No good. Offensive rebound. Oh, nice tip. Up and under. And Williams. And that might be an and one. Wow. Oh, yeah. Bird didn't really need to do it, but like I said, if someone was going to talk to him, he definitely would talk back, and he would also instigate conversation. But again, I haven't seen anybody in the NBA that would pass like Magic or Bird since Magic or Bird. Even though we've had, Steve Nash and Jason Kidd and White Chocolate, Jason Williams, and they were and one flashy, but they weren't as flashy as Magic and Bird, in my opinion. And it made it more exciting because they were, built like big power forwards. And normally you wouldn't assume that big power forwards could, pass better than a short point guard. But go back and watch the highlights in the 80s and 90s, and you'll see what I'm talking about, unless you were a part of that era like I was. Jamal Murray here bringing the ball up the court. See if they run a little two-man game. Nice ball movement. Peyton Watson, corner three, bang, and it's good. Jonas Valanciunas with the assist. And that's going to be the Thunder's first full timeout. And this is the debut of Sunday Night Basketball on NBC. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. 27-22 with 3:05 left in the first quarter. Thunder up by 5. Great to see the Joker back. First game since December 29th. Crazy that they have the second best record in the West, and the Joker has been out for that long, for like a month. Pretty impressive. Just surpassed the Spurs. But again, it's very close in the West. It's a logjam of very good teams within the first 6 or 7 spots, and there's no doubt about that. Watson with 10, Murray with 5 for the Denver Nuggets, Cason Wallace with 8. And obviously we have a few other individuals that haven't really got going just yet. You know, SGA has been a little bit more of a facilitator here early. But again, you know, even when he ends up starting off a little bit slow with maybe 5 points or less, you know, in the first quarter, it's almost a given, you know, that he's going to be able to get, 20 plus, but most of the time he's closer to that 30 number. And sometimes above and beyond that. $33 subs away from 23,400. Can't believe we're already in February, but that's very exciting. We got the Super Bowl next week. We'll be doing plenty of NBA, to be able to kind of, get us to the point where, we're ready for Mariner baseball late March, but between now and then we'll do a little bit of NASCAR, a little bit of NBA. Now the NHL is going to have like a 20-day gap. So probably not going to be doing a whole lot of NHL between now and baseball season, but there may be a stream or two for the Kraken depending on who they're playing and whatnot. But a lot of NBA almost on the daily, to kind of get us going. And then we got the World Baseball Classic that we can kind of dip into a little bit. And then obviously I'm not sure about the spring training games, if they're going to have any of those televised or not. But if they are, I definitely will be able to do a few Mariner broadcasts as long as, they allow it. And obviously you have to get your Mariners TV access as well. And I'm not sure when that's going to be fully available, but social media will definitely let us know. Yeah, Super Bowl is next Sunday, correct. Thunder with a little two-man game here at the top of the key. They've had really good ball movement, and they haven't been bullied like they were against the T-Wolves and Anthony Edwards. Corner three, in and out, no good. Nice offensive rebound there. Corner three, in and out, no good. Joe again. So many opportunities there for the Thunder, but they couldn't get it done. Fast break here for Denver. Jamal Murray, poked away, stolen here by the Thunder. Williams, wide open three, in and out, no good. And that looks like it's going to be a foul on Valanciunas. He can't believe it. Loose ball foul by Jonas Valanciunas. Now we got a mob of substitutions here. Hey, I don't blame you. It's a great time for hamburgers, dogs, steaks, What other sides, mac salad, potato salad, corn, baked beans, whatever you want to do. I mean, there's so many options. There, nachos, loaded nachos. I mean, there really is no wrong answer, for Super Bowl food. Up and under. SGA gets his own offensive board. Stolen there here by the Nuggets. Tim Hardaway Jr. Deep three by Tim Hardaway Jr. In and out, no good. Missing that 25-foot three-point jumper. Isaiah Joe with the defensive rebound. Up and under. And SGA is hammered by Peyton Watson. And SGA going to the line for two. Hey, I'm a big food guy too. I mean, I may not be able to eat all the food that I used to, before I had to get on the, exercise diet and whatnot. But, a guy can still dream, right? First free throw is good by SGA. Second free throw by SGA is good. Let's see what kind of pick and roll action we here have at the top of the key for the Nuggets. Floater off the glass. Oh, rebound dunk by Jonas Valanciunas with authority. Nice offensive rebound dunk. That was beautiful. Pick and roll here at the top of the key between SGA. Kicks it out to Jalen Williams. He's open. Bang! Corner three is good. SGA with a beautiful assist. 32-24 Thunder. And reach-in foul there by Jalen Williams. I mean, I think when, you go through your life, at stages when you are skinny and then you get fat and then you get skinny and then fat, and you kind of go through, those different progressions in your life, based on metabolism and just getting older. Sometimes, you have to cut back, on the booze and the fast food and other things. And, if you want to be able to take a long-term look at yourself, but it's always good to splurge once in a while. Tim Hardaway going to the line after that Jalen Williams loose ball foul. First free throw is good. Second free throw here by Tim Hardaway Jr. is good. 32-26 OKC. And they look a hell of a lot better than they did against Minnesota the last stream that we did here on the channel. I mean, Anthony Edwards got really hot early, and they just really didn't have an answer for him and the rest of the squad in that game. Nice pass down low. Rejected. Wow. Big block there by Denver. First quarter winding down. Hardaway with the jumper in and out, no good. SGA at the top of the key, poked away. And stolen there by SGA. Deep three. And that is no good. End of the first quarter. And it was a good one. Thunder 32, Nuggets 26. First game for the Joker since December 29th. take a quick look at the box score to see where all the players stack up after the first quarter. Hartenstein with 2, Chet with 2. 0 for 3 from the field for Chet as well. 2 points coming off free throws. He's got to be better. SGA with 6 points, 4 assists, a block, and a steal, as well as a rebound. So, again, a little bit more of a facilitator early for SGA, but he'll still get his 20 or 30 points. There's no doubt about that. Dort with 3 and Cason Wallace with 8. And good production off the bench with Aaron Wiggins with 5, Williams with 3, and Jalen Williams, the other Williams, with 3. And then on the flip side for the Nuggets, Spencer Jones with 3, Joker with only 2 points in 8 minutes, which is a little wild, but he does have 3 assists and a rebound. Jamal Murray with 5 points, 2 rebounds and 2 assists, including a turnover, 2 for 4 from the field. Pickett with 2. Peyton Watson has been the man for Denver here early in the first quarter with 10, 4 for 7 from the field. And they have 2 guys off the bench that have a bucket apiece. Jonas Valanciunas with a bucket, as well as Tim Hardaway Jr. End of the first quarter, 32-16 Thunder. Blazers down by 9 against the Cavaliers with no Denny. So obviously no Drew either. Going to be hard to be able to win that matchup, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I don't know. I think with me, I'm one of those people, that, you kind of, how you get people that are like impulse buyers of certain things, and then, sometimes they might regret it afterwards and whatnot. But sometimes you get, those cravings where you have those impulse cravings of things. And I think the main thing is, if you're eating, fast food and you're eating out, drinking, booze and beer every day, and you're not exercising at all, obviously, your weight is going to go up quite a bit. But if you stay active, you can still do some of those things and not gain as much. But again, if you end up cutting out all the negative things, and then you put obviously good food into your body, cut out the fast food and the soda and the other things and the booze and the beer, and then you're, committed to exercising, you can lose a lot of weight and keep that weight off. Just a couple of years ago, I was 80, 90 pounds heavier than I am now. And then again, it feels really good, to be at this particular weight. And, I still crave all the amazing food that everyone else gets to eat, but maybe we'll have one day a month, like a cheat meal, like The Rock. But, it kind of just depends. I feel like, once you go so long without eating bad food, your body almost rejects it, down the road. So start of the second quarter here, 32-26, OKC. Global broadcast here on NBC and Peacock. Nice hook shot there by Valanciunas. In and out, no good. Bruce Brown there with the offensive rebound, and Aaron Wiggins with the foul. First free throw is missed. And once the Nuggets get Aaron Gordon back, that'll be huge for them. Second free throw is good there by Bruce Brown. It's a lot of work. I think it just depends on if you can have a couple, or if you're one of those people that, one or two is not going to do it. Some people have to drink like a whole case and whatnot. So kind of just depends on self-control and, how, much you crave those certain things. Nice fast break layup there is good. Kenrich Williams there with the nice layup. Jalen Williams with the assist. Let's see what the Nuggets do here in response. Good closeout defense here on the Thunder. Valanciunas gets stuck in the corner. Wide open three in the corner. Bang, and it's good. Jonas Valanciunas with a 23-foot three-point jumper in the corner is good. He's got a big, big beard that he's been growing out for quite some time, like the Kelseys. And then Bruce Brown with a body foul there. Thunder inbound the ball. SGA, wide open, great look. And Isaiah Joe for 3. SGA with another assist. And they're always going to collapse 2 or 3 guys on SGA, obviously being arguably the best player in the NBA, or, top 3 at the moment. And again, he's got great vision. He doesn't always have to be the guy that shoots the basketball. And that's what makes this Thunder team so good. Front rim, no good. And the Thunder now with SGA pushing the ball up the floor, 1-on-3. Nice crossover there, 360 spin move, reverse layup, no good. And SGA to the line, Spencer Jones with the shooting foul. Yeah. My boy Marcos, it would be not 1 or 2, beers, but 1 or 2 kegs. So we know what that's about. This is that first free throw by SGA. Gilgeous Alexander, you got to be able to make those free throws. Second free throw is good. Cunningham is great. And obviously it's weird to be able to see the Pistons go from the bottom of, the Eastern Conference all the way up to the top. But again, they have a very well-rounded, well-balanced team, and great to see, a number 1 pick actually pan out. Nice up and under is good. Beautiful layup there by SGA. 40-32 Thunder. Two-man game. It's getting very chippy out there between Jalen Williams and Valanciunas. Valanciunas, jumper, in and out, no good. Aaron Wiggins with the defensive rebound. SGA, a little pick and roll. Kenrick Williams for 3, in and out, no good. Strother there with the defensive rebound for the Nuggets. Pick and roll. And ball knocked out of bounds. And whose ball is it? $8:50 left in the second quarter, 40-32 Thunder. And again, the last stream that we did, Thunder going on the road in Minnesota, good to go against Anthony Edwards. They got bullied from the very start. And again, this game is much closer. And again, thankfully, we have the Joker and Jamal Murray playing. Otherwise, it would be a Thunder blowout. Turnover there by the Nuggets. And now SGA walking the ball off the floor. A little two-man game here. SGA with a couple crossovers. Floater. Woo! Man, he is hot. SGA is on fire. And that's going to be a full timeout. Denver. He is in his bag here today. And that's why you can never, discredit SGA. He could be sitting at 0 points, 2 points, and then all of a sudden in a matter of 5 or 6 minutes of gameplay, he could be in double digits. And again, he was sitting at, under 4 points for a good chunk of that first quarter, had quite a few assists. And just like that, 4 for 5 from the field, and quite a few of those are fadeaway jumpers. The difficulty of some of the shots have been top tier, and he's already at 11 points, 4 for 5 shooting, 1 rebound, 5 assists. And again, he's on pace for 30 again. 42-32 Thunder. 8:50 left in the second quarter as we wait for the commercial break. And I don't really ever worry about SGA. I think the guy that I worry about the most, is this guy right here, is Chet. When he ends up having 20 to 25 points, it's an automatic win for the Thunder. But most of the games, if you watch Chet, it's usually somewhere in that 10 to 20 range, sometimes under 10, But again, it just seems like he's the type of guy that needs to get into a flow early in the game. And if you don't get him in the flow of early in the game, sometimes he ends up having a kind of, underwhelming performance. Definitely still a factor, rebounding, block shots, defensively and whatnot, but they definitely are going to need him to be able to, have a little bit of a presence down low, and even kicking out for a deep three or a deep jump shot once in a while as well. So great to see the Joker back, first game since December 29th, and again, just amazing that they were able to be in second place with him out for a month, they just passed the Spurs in the standings. And again, to be able to have one of the best all-around players in the league, the best all-around player in the league as far as points, rebounds, and assists. And again, Thunder at 38-11. Nuggets just passed the Spurs, 33-16. Spurs are 32-16 in third. Rockets with KD, 30-17 in fourth. Ant, 31-19 for the Timberwolves. Lakers with Luka and LeBron, 29-18 after suffering a loss to Jalen Brunson and the Knicks earlier tonight. And then after that, there's a drop-off, even though the record may not say that. Suns, 30-19. Golden State Warriors with Steph Curry. And then obviously the Blazers and the Clippers at 9-10. And again, we just need Denny Advia healthy. And then as far as the Eastern Conference, you got the Pistons at number 1, and they have been for pretty much the whole season. The Celtics don't have Tatum, and they're still in second place. Knicks are creeping with Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns in third at 30-18. Raptors in fourth. Cavs in fifth with Donovan Mitchell. 6 are the Sixers. And then there's a little bit of a drop-off after that with the Magic, the Heat, the Bulls, and the Hawks. So definitely very one-sided. And West is much deeper, than the East. But again, I will say that the Pistons, the Celtics, and the Knicks, definitely are the 3 teams that you assume that would be able to keep up with some of the West. But it kind of feels like whoever comes out of the West is winning it all. All right, take care, man. I mean, especially when you're averaging, a triple-double, and again, the Joker has already won the MVP so many times, and if you really look at his stats game in and game out when he's healthy, nobody puts up more consistent points, rebounds, and assists in a game consistently than him, and so as long as he's healthy, he could win it every single year. And, there's other guys that are going to, end up getting the award, and he already missed, a month. So you assume, just that missed time, that he's not going to get the award this year, but his numbers are going to say that he deserves it, just like he did in those other years that he won it. Deep 3 is good. Isaiah Joe deep from 3. 26-foot three-point jumper. Kenrich Williams there with the assist. Jamal Murray, pick and roll. Deep 3. In and out, no good. SGA with the defensive rebound. SGA definitely feeling himself here. Fadeaway. And jumper does not go. And SGA hits the deck. And that's going to be Spencer Jones with a shooting foul. Limited contact there. But again, SGA is a superstar. So, I'm not really sure if that really warranted a foul, but you know how that goes. When you're one of the top 5 players in the NBA, you're going to get those calls. Peyton Watson enters the game for Spencer Jones for Denver. First free throw is good by SGA. Second free throw is good by Gilgeous-Alexander. Jamal Murray going down Valanciunas. It's got the Jason Kelce, Travis Kelce beard going on. And Valanciunas is throwing those bows. It's going to turn into a fight at some point. You can tell he's definitely being a little bit overly aggressive, trying to, show that he's tough. But a nice spin move there, and a 4-foot hook shot goes down by Valanciunas. Bad pass there by Kenrich Williams, and that's a turnover. And now we got the Joker back in the game. And Valanciunas did a very good job, with all things considered, giving the Joker a little bit of a breather. We got Chet Holmgren coming in for Jalen Williams as well. And we got a personal foul by Dort. Definitely getting a little physical here in this Thunder Nuggets matchup. Jamal Murray looking with the 2-man game. Layup is good. Beautiful layup there by Jamal Murray. Isaiah Joe walking the ball up the floor. Ooh, Isaiah Joe with a big three. SGA with the assist. My goodness. Joker playing a little bit of a facilitator there. And Strother with a big three to match. Joker with an assist. It's a three-point party. Uh-oh. Dort for three. Bang! 3 straight threes in a row. 2 by the Thunder, 1 by the Nuggets. Dort with a 27-foot three-point jumper. Isaiah Joe with the assist. And that's one thing about both of these teams that they do really well. You know, they do pass the ball very well and try to include their teammates. Air ball there by the Nuggets. SGA on the attack. Up and under with the layup. Reverse layup is good. Beautiful. SGA with the creativity. And again, he's definitely being a little bit more aggressively offensively in this game compared to the Timberwolf game against Ant, and it shows. Joker up and under. Nice vision. Strother with another three. Joker with another assist. Oh, my. Strother doing some good things off the bench. SGA at the top of the key. Nice pass. Nice pass. Up and under. Nice layup there by Chet Holmgren. Great vision there by the Thunder. Very unselfish ball by both of these teams. Jamal Murray. Two-man game here with the Joker. Pick and roll. Back to Jamal Murray. Little step back three. Bang! And it's good. Joker with another assist. And that's going to be a Thunder full timeout. A lot of action in this game. The only problem is Denver, even though they're making a lot of threes, so are the Thunder. So just when you feel like the Nuggets are going to catch up, you know, the Thunder responds immediately, and the lead has been kind of stuck around double digits for this entire game. But not to say the Nuggets can't come back. They definitely can come back. But 57-47, Thunder with a 10-point lead. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. 57-47, Thunder with the 10-point lead. And a lot of these games, you know, you don't really have a number 2 guy on the Thunder. It's like SGA. And then, again, Chet is the second biggest name, but a lot of times he's not the second highest scorer in the game. You know, he'll get the rebounds and the blocks. Sometimes he gets in foul trouble, but, you know, it would be nice to be able to see him take the next step in his game. Obviously, for a tall, wiry player like Wemby, they always will be attached to the hip. And then Joker has been out since December 29th, been out for a month. The best all-around player for points, rebounds, and assists as far as consistency, game in and game out. And again, no MVP, you know, for him this year, but his numbers obviously will say otherwise. But missing a month, obviously, it could be very detrimental, you know, when you're one of the best, you know, players in the league, top 5. But again, even with all of the injuries to Murray and Gordon and the Joker, somehow, even with the Joker missing a month, they're still in second place. And, you know, they've been floating in the second, third, fourth spot in the West. I don't know if there's any other team in the NBA that could lose their best player and still be that good. So it definitely shows how good the Nuggets are. And, you know, there are a few teams, you know, that match up to the Thunder very well. The Nuggets, the Spurs, and especially the Timberwolves with Anthony Edwards. So it's not a for sure lock, you know, that the Thunder are going to be in the finals. It seems like it's a little bit tighter of a window. You know, they were by far the best team, you know, last year. But it feels like after they won the championship, they're still hungry to try to go back to back. But a few of the other teams have gotten a little bit better. I mean, the Nuggets are always pretty good with Murray and the Joker, but it feels like the Spurs took a big step. And even though the Thunder, you know, are in the position that they are standing wise, you know, normally sitting around 5th or 6th in the West, I feel that if those teams match up, you know, anything could happen. Judah in the building. What's good? So it's on NBC. It's also on Peacock. And, if you go to any of your streaming links, they'll be able to have the game. It may end up being like 30 seconds to a minute behind, but, again, at that point, that's what I would recommend if you don't have NBC or Peacock. What's good, Judah? We got a good one here today. 5:03 left in the second quarter, 57-47 Thunder. And again, I'll try to do as many Thunder games that are on prime time, since obviously they're going to be the biggest draw in the NBA. And especially if we add up good matchups with SGA versus Anthony Edwards, SGA versus the Joker, SGA versus Wemby. We'll be able to do those. But then I'll mix in a few other matchups. Potentially we were going to do the Clash at Bowman Gray for NASCAR, but it got pushed out to Wednesday. So that means that we'll probably do the Timberwolves and the Grizzlies tomorrow on Peacock, because I think that might be the best matchup as far as, tomorrow, but, we'll wait and see. Less than 5 minutes to go here. Jamal Murray with the steal. Coast to coast, 1-on-2. Off the glass, no good. And out of bounds. And a turnover to the Thunder. Come on, Chet. Chet's at the top of the key. And obviously still pretty light. Floater is good. There we go, Chet. 11-foot turnaround jump shot by Chet Holmgren falls. 59-47 OKC. Jamal Murray at the top of the key, guarded very closely by Dort. And Isaiah Hartenstein over the back on the Joker, and he doesn't like that call. A lot of big physical power forwards and centers with Valanciunas and the Joker, and then obviously with Hartenstein and Chet. So it definitely is going to get physical out there. Bruins and the Lightning had a goalie fight. Nice. I'll have to see that on social media after the game is over, or possibly at halftime. And a bad pass by the Joker, which does not happen very often. Tried to pass that to Tim Hardaway Jr., and that is a turnover. Nuggets. Little two-man game here with Chet Holmgren. Double team on Chet. Pass down low to Hartenstein. Poked away. And out of bounds. (59-47) OKC up by 12 and have been in, command of the game since the very opening tip, which is a good thing for them after how they played against the T-Wolves on the road. Isaiah Joe, three-point shot, no good. And Jamal Murray with the defensive rebound. Murray coming up with some crossovers, down low here to the Joker, and then a offensive foul on the Joker. Wow. Did he hit him with an elbow? Looks like he got him a little high with the off arm there. I don't know if that was really malicious. It's not like he really got him with the elbow. He just kind of put his arm back and it hit him, towards the bottom of the chin and the shoulder, but they called the offensive foul there. Wasn't really malicious by the Joker, but, Stolen. Tim Hardaway Jr. off the glass and fouled hard. No good. And Tim Hardaway Jr. to the line after that Aaron Wiggins foul. Second foul there on Aaron Wiggins. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. First free throw, in and out, no good by Tim Hardaway Jr. If that was his dad, he wouldn't have missed that. Giving me memories of Run TMC. Good old Chris Mullin, good old Tim Hardaway, and Mitch Richmond. Second free throw is good by Tim Hardaway Jr. 59-48 Thunder. Getting down to the last 3 minutes here of the first half, and a very good one between the Thunder and the Nuggets. Chet Holmgren with the crossover. Double team by the Joker. Good ball movement here by the Thunder. Very aggressive defense there by Jamal Murray. Poked away. Joker, fast break. 2-on-2. Strother for 3. In and out, no good. And that's going to go to the Thunder. Strother missing that 25-foot open 3. A little two-man game here with the Thunder. Chet. Good pass. 3 outside is no good. Dort with the missed 3. Fast break here for the Nuggets. And Peyton Watson with a running layup is good. 59-50. Thunder with a 9-point lead. And stolen by the Nuggets. Tim Hardaway Jr. now slowing it down. Joker at the top of the key. Hands off to Jamal Murray. Open 3. Front rim, in and out, no good. Get the rebound. And Strother being a little bit aggressive there. And they're going to call a loose ball foul on Julian Strother there. I mean, there definitely was contact there. I mean, Chet is a skinny, wiry guy, but he's not really like LeBron, and he's going to flop on purpose. So, they both were going for the ball, and Strother got a little bit of a shoulder in him, and, Chet is a skinny guy. He's going to fall down. So that's a good call, and that's going to turn into a Nuggets full timeout. Yeah, you have to also understand, too, this is his first game back since December 29th, so he's going to be on a minute restriction, so they don't want to push him too hard. He's been a really good facilitator in this game, getting some open threes, for his teammates. And again, we know when the Joker is healthy, he's going to be the guy that can get a triple-double, the easiest out of anybody in the NBA. He can get 30, 10, and 10 with his eyes closed. Hell, he can get a triple-double in the first half when he's healthy. We've seen it where he's, been able to get, 10 to 20 points, 10 boards, and 10 assists. And on top of that, even a steal or a block here and there. So, but in this particular game, looking to be a little bit more of a facilitator. SGA was a facilitator, for about the first half of the first quarter. But then, the Nuggets were kind of starting to pour it on. So he definitely started to take the game over. But again, Joker, he's only taken 1 shot. He's got 2 points, but he's got 6 assists. So obviously if the Joker wanted to be a ball hog, he easily could be at 10 right now. But, they probably wouldn't be at 50 overall. So Murray's got 10, Watson's got 12. And again, we assume that Joker will have more in the second half. Coach's challenge. All right, coach's challenge. And the call is overturned. Nuggets retain their timeout. Yeah, maybe first game back at home. Maybe that's what they were saying at the beginning of the broadcast. So, but I'm just going based on what the announcer said at the beginning. So, if he has been back for another game, I assume that other game was on the road. So, big challenge there by Adelman and the Nuggets. Nuggets trying to cut into this lead. Less than 2 minutes to go here before halftime. 59-50, Thunder with a 9-point lead. Joker and Jamal Murray making a little two-man game here. Murray at the top of the key, guarded closely by Dort. Pick and roll there by the Joker. In and out, No good. Fast break here and now by the Thunder. 1 for 6 from deep for Murray. Got to be better. Dort for 3. In and out, no good. Tim Hardaway Jr. with the rebound. Hands it off to Jamal Murray as he's running a pick and roll here with the Joker. Murray. Nice pass down low. Reverse layup. In and out, no good. Nice rebound there by Chet Holmgren. And SGA with the ball. SGA. Nice spin move and a crossover. Going baseline. Double teamed. Nice pump fake by Williams. Out to Dort. Dort with the jumper. In and out, no good. 19-foot pull-up jumper, no good by Dort. Peyton Wallace with the defensive rebound by the Nuggets, and then a Cason Wallace personal foul. Peyton Watson, going to the line. Chet comes into the game for Kenrich Williams. First free throw by Peyton Watson is good. Second free throw by Peyton Watson. Front rim, in and out, no good. And a loose ball foul on OKC. On Isaiah Hartenstein. He can't believe it. And obviously, when you have the body shape as the Joker does, you know, he can definitely muscle his way down there. And he gets the call. Now the Joker will be shooting 2. But good call there by the refs as the hook by Hartenstein. First free throw is good. Second free throw by the Joker is good. All right, SGA walking the ball up the floor with less than a minute to go. Pick and roll there with SGA and Hartenstein. Open 3, in and out, no good. Tipped, no good. Tim Hardaway Jr. with the rebound. Hands off to Jamal Murray. 2-man game between Murray and the Joker. And that's going to be an offensive foul on the Nuggets. I don't know if that's a makeup call there, but there's a lot of contact on the pick and rolls and the screens by both teams. SGA with a push-off, and then now SGA with an offensive foul. Again, getting a little chippy by both of these teams. You know, this is the number 1 team in the West and number 2 in the West. Obviously, the Nuggets just getting past the Spurs in the win-loss column. Joker hands it off to Jamal Murray. Joker with the floater is good. Denver run. Clock winding down. Pick and roll. SGA, Cason Wallace. Bang! Big 3 right before the quarter ends. And that is halftime as Jamal Murray shoots a deep one and goes off the 1 foot, in and out, no good. And we are at the end of the second quarter. It's halftime. Nuggets have cut into the lead. You know, instead of being down by 10 or 12, they're only down by 7. So good effort there, especially with the Joker not really being a ball hog in the game, being a little bit more of a facilitator. But a great first half here on NBC and Peacock. Second of the doubleheader between the Lakers and Knicks. Congratulations to Jalen Brunson and the Knicks for getting that victory over Luka and LeBron. And now we have the Thunder up by 7, 62-55 here at halftime. Sarah in the building. What's good? Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it. Bang. Yeah, I ended up watching it again because I was going through the links, and by the time the link showed up, I didn't have enough time to make a thumbnail. Me and Odin ended up watching it kind of remotely, me here in Oregon and him in New York. But I thought that it was not good. I felt like, the location had a lot of empty seats. So again, for as rich of all of those people with the Saudi princes and whatnot, you would think that they would be able to at least sell out an arena. A lot of empty seats. The energy really wasn't that good. I mean, there was a couple pops, like when Brie Bella came out, out of retirement, and she got a loud pop. And obviously they know that, with Daniel Bryan, the whole yes movement. So obviously that was kind of exciting. But again, the guys and girls that were, slated to win, Liv and Roman, ended up winning. So there really wasn't any huge surprises. And again, just the way the women's and the men's Royal Rumble kind of played out, it definitely could have been better. A lot of people are saying it might have been the worst Royal Rumble, and hard to disagree. And then as far as the matches, Sammy, can't beat Drew. Now he's like 0 for 12, even though, Drew just got the belt. And I don't know. I think overall, for 2 Rumbles and 2 matches to last 4 hours and whatnot, it definitely, I mean, even if it was in the United States, again, we obviously know the European crowd and the Canadian crowds are much better, but it just feels like, WWE and ESPN, they don't mix. It's just not a good fit, as well as with TKO. And again, they need to be able to come out with a plan for people that already have Hulu and Disney Plus, where we can just watch, the PLEs, and through this particular plan, for like 15 a month or 10 a month. And then you would actually get quite a few more people. But the problem is that the creative isn't good. And again, when Triple H first took over from Vince, for that first 6 months to a year when Roman and, the bloodline and everything was going on, things were great. We were like, wow, this is much better than Vince. But now, after we've gone a couple years without Vince, we know that he's not necessarily a great human being, kind of like Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan and Vince McMahon, obviously, were real heels, more than we even knew. Like, they played a heel, but they really were a real heel. But again, we know Vince is, maybe a true-to-life scumbag, but as far as booking and the way that things were going when Vince was running it, hell of a lot better. Not with all the endorsements on the ladders and the turnbuckles. They definitely have sold out, and they're losing a lot of fans. And again, it's like I used to watch, SmackDown, NXT, Raw, the PLEs. I wouldn't miss a minute of wrestling. And then now, it's, I might catch a show once in a while. And then when I finally, tap into the PLE, I kind of have an idea that it's not really going to be good, and again, the wrestling is not very good. The storyline isn't very good. We'll see where it goes. And I am glad that Liv and Roman won, but I think I'm with you, Sarah. I think it was a little bit of a disappointment. So the Powerhouse Hobbs, that was a good surprise. No Chris Jericho, though. No Bianca Belair. There was quite a few, people that they could have, put in there and whatnot. And, Braun getting jumped and everything else. But I don't know. I think that, overall, it was a disappointment. And again, I want to hope that it's going to get better, but it just feels like they sold out with TKO and ESPN, and ESPN scooping up the NFL Network and now WWE. It just agreed, and again, they're making the tickets to go in person, not reasonable for the average fan to go, and then obviously trying to charge people $30 a month. And again, imagine if they already have Hulu or Disney Plus, or you have one or the other. There's no point on getting the ESPN Unlimited package, especially if you're going to pay $30 for just one PLE a month. And then not only that, the PLEs aren't good for the most part. I mean, Royal Rumble used to be my favorite PLE, with SummerSlam and WrestleMania. And if they can't even, make the Royal Rumble good, that's really foreshadowing of what's to come, with WWE, even if they do have a cheaper option for people that just want to watch the PLEs once a month, for like $10 to $15 a month. But even with that being said, that would help them bring some more fans back and make more money. But they're so greedy, I don't know if they'll ever do it. So. But at least we get NASCAR back on Wednesday. Again, we're going to have about a 20-day gap of no NHL coming up in a few days. So we'll continue to do NBA. We'll do a little bit of NASCAR. Unfortunately, the NASCAR race is at 3 on Wednesday, and the Spurs and the Thunder are on at like 6:30. So I'm not going to be able to do both, which is unfortunate. So I'll have to make a choice, between one or the other. I'm probably haven't really fully decided yet, but again, I will be doing the Daytona 500, and we will be doing, the Super Bowl on Sunday. But we got the World Baseball Classic in March. We got spring training starting in February 20th. So we just have to be able to do a little bit of NBA and a little bit of NASCAR until we get into baseball season. And then once we get into baseball season, we'll be good to go. Gino, getting picked up by his old team, the Reds. Luis Arise going to the Giants for a 1-year deal as well. So I'm a little disappointed that the Mariners weren't able to get Arise. We never really were a contender for him, but it would have been, a great surprise. And then the longer that Gino stayed available, we thought maybe we had a chance to get him on the cheap. But if they're going to pay him $15 million for 1 year, that's a little bit, overpaid. So again, he can go back to his former team, and who knows, maybe at the deadline he'll get dealt again and maybe come back to the Mariners. It's very possible, but definitely not worth $15 million in my opinion. I know he can hit 30, 40, 50 home runs, but again, he can't really play defense on a high level anymore. He's going to strike out a lot, but he will be able to get you those home runs, and I do believe he'll be the DH, not the third baseman every day for the Reds, so I think it will work out for him. It's definitely a better hitter's ballpark in Cincinnati than in Seattle, which is the hardest. But again, Josh Naylor proved that he can hit in Seattle, so maybe it might be a little bit mental for some of these players as well, and we ended up getting the better guy in Naylor to come to the team with a nice 5-year deal. But I would be lying if I said that I wasn't kind of hoping that we could get Gino on the cheap. But again, if we were able to get him for like $5 to $8 million, that would have been perfect. But anything $10 million or more, that might be pushing it a little bit. But again, the Reds have plenty of money, and they have plenty of holes on their roster, and hopefully that'll help Ellie De La Cruz a little bit going into the season. Yeah, another rumor was Donovan. If I was the Cardinals, I wouldn't be giving him up. But again, if we were able to get Donovan, then obviously we would have to be giving up some of our guys. And, there's not too many guys that we really would want to get rid of. I mean, really the only guy I can think of that we want to get rid of based off his, money and his age is Luis Castillo, but again, I don't think that too many teams are going to be really interested in him. And, I want Cade Anderson in that starting 5, and I want Colt Emerson starting right away. I feel those will be the 2 biggest difference makers for the Mariners this year once they get called up. And again, Cade will have to wait a little bit longer because they want him to be a starter rather than a pen guy. And obviously with Colt Emerson, he could be on the team day one, when we get into the MLB regular season, but we'll have to kind of wait and see. So. We're at halftime here, 62-55 Thunder. Let's go over some of the stats for the players here. All right, let's take a look at some of the stat line here. I'm starting with the Thunder. SGA, 15 points, 5 for 7 from the field, 3 rebounds, 7 assists. Chet Holmgren, 6 points, 2 for 5 from the field, 1 rebound and 1 assist. Hartenstein with 2, Dort with 6, and Cason Wallace with 11. And then on the flip side, Jamal Murray with 10, 4 for 11 from the field, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Watson with 13, and the Joker only with 2 field goals. He is 2 for 2, 6 points, 6 assists, and a rebound. And again, I assume that the Joker will be more of a factor in the second half. I think overall, it was kind of just too predictable, and then you had the Gunther and AJ Styles. We'll see if AJ ends up landing in AEW or TNA. It's very possible. And I don't know. That match really was nothing to get too excited about. And then obviously Drew beating Sami Zayn for the 12th time, and Sami going 0 for 12. At some point Sami's going to win a belt, but who the hell knows when that's going to be. And then again, I felt like the women's and the men's, I don't know, it didn't really have the same feel to it, and again, there were so many empty seats there, which is a little surprising, with all the rich people in Saudi Arabia. But just a simple fact that they're having Royal Rumble there, again, shows you that they're all about money. Again, if they did it in Canada or in Europe, we would have gotten better crowds. Like if it was in France or in Canada, it would have been at least electric, based on the energy, even if the storyline in the wrestling was a little ho-hum and whatnot. But it definitely feels like they're, going in a downward trend. And, I used to be a guy that would watch every show beginning to end, all the PLEs from beginning to end. And, I'll be honest, I'm starting to kind of lose interest in the company, and I might have to shift my loyalty back to AEW from a few years back and whatnot. So, I just want things to be better. But, again, when you get too many companies, dipping, their hand into a product, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I kind of wish Vince was still running it, again, because you wouldn't have all the logos, on all of the turnbuckle ladders and the cables. It's just getting a little ridiculous. Like pretty soon the wrestlers are going to have, promo stuff like patches on their gear. I mean, when is it going to end? I feel like that's like the next step, where you're going to start to see jerseys, and different things from football players and in NASCAR and F1, where you have all those different patches of sponsors. Like pretty soon you're going to start seeing it on the ring gear or on the tights or, wherever. And I don't know, when is enough, and we know Vince obviously did some terrible things in real life, just like Hogan. But again, it just feels like, even though it was a little bit of a predictable time, with that Vince era, he loved the big guys, the guys that looked the part, the guys that look like Drew McIntyre, the guys that look like Randy Orton, the guys that look like Roman Reigns. And I get that. And sometimes it was a little bit too predictable. But again, I feel like that era, was better than what we're getting now. Like the first 6 months to a year that Triple H took over with creative was fantastic. But since then, things have gone downhill pretty fucking quick. So Hawks in the building. What's good? Yeah, Sol Ruca's from Oregon, and again, an incredible athlete, best finisher, in WWE. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. And Lash Legend is fucking a giant out there and actually can move around, decent in the ring. So eventually, Lash Legend, will be champion, just like Obafemi. So, you got a couple up and coming stars, that are going to be able to make a name for themselves. There's no doubt about that. I like both of those wrestlers quite a bit, Lash Legend and Obafemi and whatnot, but just the overall product is nowhere near. And again, I'm a person that's been watching sports and wrestling since 1985. So I've gone through, the Hulk Hogan era, the Ultimate Warrior and, Ric Flair, Andre the Giant, and then, going into the Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, and then the Rock and Stone Cold, and then going into the, NWO, DX Wars, the Monday Night Wars. And again, there's a reason why, wrestling, kind of like sports, it'll never be like the 80s and 90s ever again. It never will be. Like, you're still going to have stars, but it never will be like it was, where wrestlers seemed a little bit larger than life, because they were, and now you still have some, big names, but not as big as they were in the 80s and 90s. So yeah, Ciampa's a good fit. And again, sometimes one company's garbage is another company's gold. And again, we had some of the best rivalries with Ciampa, and NXT and whatnot. But, sometimes you just have too many wrestlers and not enough, creative people, being able to make enough matches to make certain people relevant. And, they have a hard time even making their superstars look good, let alone a guy that is lower, mid-card to lower card guy like Ciampa, even though we know, he is a good wrestler, and good on the mic. But sometimes you just, get forgotten, and that's a damn shame. But obviously AEW and their fan base will appreciate, people like that. So we're going to get here into the start of the third quarter, 62-55 Thunder. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. So we got the Clash at Bowman Gray, supposedly at 3 o'clock. I mean, are they really making it where they just don't want anyone to watch? It should be on at 5 or 6 o'clock Pacific time. But, it is what it is. And then also on that Wednesday, we have Spurs and Thunder. So I'm kind of torn a little bit because I want to be able to do both. But, we might end up doing the Spurs and the Thunder with Wemby and SGA. But I'll have to wait and see if it gets delayed again and pushed out due to snow again. So, yeah, the Obafemi Brock was nice, but we didn't really get to see them go at it. But you can tell that could be an intriguing matchup down the road. Or Obafemi versus Roman, or Obafemi versus anyone that's a bigger guy. Obafemi versus Drew would be electric as well. Nice jumper there by the Joker. Him and Hartenstein getting chippy here down low. 62-57 Thunder. Corner three by Chet. In and out, no good. Coast to coast, Jamal Murray rejected by Chet Holmgren. Fast break here with SGA with the defensive rebound. SGA to Chet to Dort. Hartenstein. Trying to go with a little two-man game here. Back to SGA. Hartenstein with the screen. Pick and roll. And a pass down low to Chet. And that's poked away there by Jamal Murray. Yeah, Javon Evans kind of reminds you, of kind of like a Hardy boy, kind of like a Jeff Hardy. A lot of athleticism with him. He's got a lot of pop in his step. A little Jeff Hardy RVD in him for sure. Corner three is good. Cason Wallace, 25-foot three-point jumper. Isaiah Hartenstein with the assist. Agreed. Backdoor cut, poked away. Back to the Nuggets. Jamal Murray, corner three. In and out, no good. Rebound by Dort. And flips it back to SGA. SGA at the top of the key. Double team here by Denver. Good ball movement. Dort. Pump fake. Fade away. Air ball. And Hartenstein trying to get to that basketball before it hit the line. Turnover. Thunder. Joker inbounds the ball. Now it goes to Jamal Murray at the top of the key. Murray calling for a screen with the Joker. Two-man game, crossover there. Murray. Shot clock winding down. Murray, step back jumper. Front rim, in and out, no good. Nice rebound by Chet Holmgren, and that's a foul. Peyton Watson with a reach-in foul on Chet Holmgren. Punk and Roman. Drew versus Cody versus Fatu. Yeah, that definitely could be possible. Yeah, great pop for Bree. She had one of the biggest pops of the night, so. SGA with a pullback jumper, 17-foot step-back jumper is good. Joker. Pump fake. Nice pass. Pickett for three is good. Peyton Watson with the assist. Great two-man game there by the Nuggets. And Hartenstein with the layup. He got a little body bump there by the Joker, but no call. Joker bringing the ball up. Gets fouled, just throws it up, doesn't get the call. Chet Holmgren with the rebound, gets ripped away by the Nuggets. Joker. And a reach-in foul there by Chet Holmgren. Joker to the line for two. Yeah, Again, but if they can't even get Royal Rumble right, it makes me nervous, on how WrestleMania and SummerSlam are going to look. It just feels like ever since TKO and this ESPN bundle bullshit, it's not going to get any better. If anything, it's going to get worse. And that is not something that, I want to see, in the wrestling world. But, first free throw is missed by the Joker. Second free throw here by the Joker is good. But at least we got NASCAR coming up on Wednesday, with the Clash at Bowman Gray, and then the Daytona 500 in a few weeks. Super Bowl next Sunday. World Baseball Classic at the beginning of March. And then we got spring training starting in 3 weeks. So, we just have to, find a way to get to baseball season. And then once we're there, we're good to go for, 6-7 months. Until we get into football season again, of course, for college football and the NFL. But we got a good one with the Seahawks and Patriots. Couldn't ask for a better matchup. Open three is good. Peyton Watson with a big 26-foot three-point jumper after Cason Wallace with a three-point jumper on the other end. SGA, step-back jumper, and it rolls in, and it's good. 18-foot step-back jump shot by SGA. 74-65, Thunder up by 9. Jamal Murray hands it off. Top of the key, pick and roll here. And Watson with the jumper is good. Jamal Murray with the assist. Oh yeah, Olympics as well. SGA at the top of the key, pick and roll with Chet Holmgren, two-man game. SGA with the crossover, double teamed. Dort, open three, front rim, in and out, no good. All right, Jamal Murray at the top of the key. Shot clock winding down. Looked like a travel on Murray, no call. And then the Joker with the loose ball layup is good. $11 points for the Joker, 4 for 5 from the field in 20 minutes. Baseline layup, no good. Joker with the rebound. Fast break here for Denver. 3-on-2. Nice pass. Corner three. Bang, it's good. Jalen Pickett from Peyton Watson. Wow. That's going to be the Thunder full timeout. And this is the closest the Nuggets have been all game, usually down by about 10 or 12. They've cut into the lead, and now they're only down by 4 with 6:58 left in the third quarter. What a good one. And again, game time decision for Jamal Murray and the Joker. If both of those guys weren't playing, you assume the Thunder would win this game by 20 or more. But with both of those guys being game time decisions and both playing, obviously they have a chance to win this game at home against the Thunder. $74-70, 6:58 left in the third quarter. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that dono train, and 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Joker with 11, Murray with 10, Watson with 18. And that's really the difference between, the Thunder not being up by more. If Watson didn't have 18, the Thunder would still be up by, 10 to 14 points. Hartenstein with 4, Chet with only 6, Dort with 6, Wallace with 17, matching Watson's 18 for Denver. But again, you're going to need someone else to be able to step up for both of these teams. Yeah, I'm ready for NASCAR, and I'm ready for, Chase Elliott. I'm ready for NASCAR. I'm ready for baseball. I mean, hell, I was already ready for baseball as soon as, Game 7 in the World Series ended. And again, like I love college football and I love the NFL, but I love baseball, I think, the most. Just because it's on almost every day. You don't have to worry, I'm going to do this game or I'm going to do this. It's like that consistency I love. And again, obviously, 162 games is a lot, and I have a goal on trying to do every game except one. And the only game I'm not going to do is going to be the game that I'm actually going to go to in Seattle. Haven't decided yet which one we're going to go to. I would like to be able to go to a bobblehead day, but also we have to be able to time it, with my best friend's work schedule and whatnot. And, we're not able to stay overnight, so we would have to go to like an afternoon game. And that might, be hard to find a giveaway game to go to because a lot of those games are late and you would have to stay overnight in Seattle. But I can always buy like a Cal Raleigh bobble, on eBay after. But I would love to be able to try to go to, one of those days where, we can get a hat or, if we were able to go to the 4th of July against the Blue Jays and make it 3 years in a row, we would have to pay $80 more, per seat, based on a lot of the Blue Jay fans already buying up a lot of the good seats already, as well as Mariner fans, and how good that rivalry has become, but we'll find out obviously in a little while on which game that we're going to go to. 74-70 OKC, whistle is blown. And Isaiah Hartenstein with an offensive foul. Happy birthday, Nat Man's dad. Jamal Murray, pass down low. Rejected. And Hartenstein with a shooting foul. Peyton Watson to the line. And I think that's one thing that you can recognize with a lot of the elite teams. They're so unselfish. The Pistons, the Thunder, the Nuggets, the Spurs, the T-Wolves. And that's really what you need, is you need to have that unselfishness with superstars, a good bench. And there's been a lot of, key guys injured this year in the NBA. So it's going to be very interesting to see how it all plays out. Watson misses that first free throw. Yeah, I don't really like any of the hires, honestly, except the Harbaugh hire. I think that's really the only one I like for him on the Giants, but I don't really like any of the other ones. But again, he'll have Ashton Genty, Brock Bowers. We'll see if Max Crosby will still be on the Raiders. I would love for him to be in Tampa Bay. But if you get Mendoza, that'll help. They're still going to need a hell of a lot of O-line help and defensive help, but we'll see how it goes with Kubiak there. Corner three by Chet is good. Big assist by SGA. There we go, Chet. And again, Kubiak, obviously is a great play caller this year, but again, with a terrible offensive line, if it doesn't improve, it's going to be a night and day difference for Mendoza, and him compared to what they were able to do at Indiana when the Natty and possibly the Super Bowl, for Kubiak in Seattle. Nice pass. Corner three. Case and Wallace, and it's good. Jalen Williams with the assist. 6 made threes there. 20 points for Wallace. Jamal Murray passes it to the Joker. Nice spin move. Up and under. Rejected. Fast break here with the Thunder. SGA. Nice pass. Corner three. Bang, it's good. Wallace with another three. Jalen Williams with the assist, and that's a full timeout for the Nuggets. Just when Denver thought that they were going to creep up and, tie the game up or take the lead, the Thunder respond immediately with a couple threes, and that 4-point lead now just expanded to 9. Wow. It's a terrible hire. Honestly, Nat, man, it might be the worst hire out of all the teams, and again, that's just me being honest. And I think you already know that as well. Like, nobody wants fucking McCarthy, and you already had a pretty good coach in Tomlin. And again, you're only going to go so far with him. And at some point, that they were either going to let him go or he was going to, just quit and want to spend time with the family. But, again, I'm just hoping that Bowles will get fired from Tampa after this year, which I feel that he will. And then we'll get Mike Tomlin in Tampa. And if we can do that, then we'll be able to have some, consistency, hopefully, on defense, and then the offense will be better as well. And, when you end up losing your offensive coordinator almost every year, it's hard for your offense to, be able to gain consistency, for Baker Mayfield. And we had a lot of injuries this year as well, but, I can't wait to be able to be a playoff team again. But again, we're not going to be able to do big things with Bowles being our head coach. He could be a defensive coordinator, but again, as a head coach, not so much. So McDaniel is the offensive coordinator for the Chargers. And I know Tampa was looking at him at an offensive coordinator, but I didn't think it would be a very good fit, so, he ends up going and taking his services. And it's not like Harbaugh, is going to get fired, anytime soon, and McDaniel will take over, there in, Los Angeles with Justin Herbert. But if McDaniel can get Justin Herbert and Harbaugh to the playoffs, and they can actually win a fucking game, then maybe Mike McDaniel will get another chance, to be a head coach somewhere, or an offensive coordinator for an even better team. But, we'll see where it goes. But I don't really like a lot of the hires. Really, like I said, the only hire that I really like is Harbaugh going to the Giants. You got Dart, you got Scattaboo, you got Neighbors. That's a great core, to build around. On top of, Kayvon Thibodeau and a few other guys on the defense. They still got a long ways to go, but you have to assume, with Harbaugh, just like a Mike Tomlin, once he comes out of retirement after, hopefully this year, spends time with his family and his kids for a year, gets the football bug again, and then hopefully he'll go to Tampa. And he was an assistant coach with Tampa years ago. So I know that one of his top destinations would be Tampa. But again, they didn't fire Bowles this year. And if they would have, we wouldn't have been able to have access to Tomlin. So maybe it'll work out, just the way that we want it. I'm sick of Bowles. I don't want him anymore, but, it is what it is. And I guess we're going to have to go with one more year with Bowles. And, maybe we make the playoffs, maybe we don't. And, obviously if we go, 8-9 or something of that nature again, then he'll definitely get fired. But, it definitely shows you can have, a great quarterback, great running backs, great wide receivers, a really good O-line, right? But again, if you don't have a good coach or a good play caller or a good defense, it's only going to get you so far, and the coaching and the injuries were just way too much for us. And, out of all of those new hires, I don't really like any of them except for really the Harbaugh. So. And Raheem is more of a coordinator rather than a head coach. So I imagine he'll do well there. I mean, he's not as good as Saleh, but Saleh got the head coaching job for the Titans. So, and again, he'll get fired from the Titans in a year or two because the Titans are fucking terrible. I don't think he'll be able to turn that organization around like Vrabel. Again, they don't really have a whole lot to work with there. Joker with the deep three, in and out, no good. SGA at the top of the key. Step back three, bang, and it's good. Nice step back three there by SGA. Gilgeous Alexander heating up. Now, obviously, if you can get Kubiak and Fernando Mendoza with Genty and Bowers and Max Crosby stays with Colton Miller on the line and they build the O-line, they get more receivers, they get more defense, then, the Raiders could be better. But again, if the offensive line and defense are still shitty, again, it's not going to be like watching Kubiak, call plays for Sam Darnold and the Seahawks. It's not going to be like that, with the Raiders next year. And it's not like Mendoza is going to be, untouchable and amazing like he was in Indiana. When you go to the pros, it's going to be a harsh reality, especially, going to a tough division like that. Stolen there by the Thunder. SGA. It was 3-on-1. SGA behind the back. Floater. In and out. No good. Tipped. No good. Offensive rebound. Great effort here by the Thunder. Second chance points. Wiggins. Bang. And it's good. Dort with the assist. Aaron Wiggins. Oh, my. Jamal Murray. Nice pass. Joker. No, that's Valanciunas with the layup, and it's good. Great look there by Jamal Murray to Jonas Valanciunas. 91-76 Thunder. Wallace for three, in and out, no good. Denver needs a spark. Valanciunas for three. That's the last guy on the team you wanted to fucking have that shot at that point in the game. SGA with a crossover behind the back. Spin move, 360. Oh, and one. Holy cow. SGA, my God. Wow. I mean, he just kind of threw that up there, did a crossover behind the back, 360, and just threw it up after he got fouled with the body, and it still went in. God, he is something else. SGA, you the man. Yeah, I don't know how many teams are going to be interested in him, though. Free throw by SGA is good. Jamal Murray walking the ball at the floor. Game is starting to get away from Denver here. They need to be able to go on a run. Easier said than done. Murray. Nice pass. Bruce Brown for three. Bang, and it's good. Jamal Murray with the assist. And normally when you start getting down, you have to give the ball to your best player, which would be the Joker, and have him kind of go offensive heavy for like 5 or 6 possessions in a row, but they're just not in that mode at the moment. And Jamal Murray bringing the ball up the floor and getting body checked by Dort with the personal foul. 92-79, Thunder with the lead. Jamal Murray, guarded by Dort. Pick and roll. Valanciunas. Bad pass there. Should have shot it. Stolen there by Jalen Williams. SGA. Double teamed. Defense getting a little bit more aggressive here for Denver. Good ball movement here by the Thunder. SGA. Jalen Williams, open three. Bang, and it's good. God, they're shooting the three ball much better than they were against Minnesota on the road, and that really is the difference. 15-point lead here by the Thunder. And again, Ant was so good for Minnesota in the last stream. But again, they just don't have, that type of performance from the Joker that would give them a little bit more of an edge. This is a type of game where you need the Joker to be like at a triple-double. And again, this is one of his first games back, after the injury. First game at home, I believe, since December 29th. So it's been almost a month. First free throw by Jamal Murray is good. Cason Wallace enters the game for Dort. Second free throw by Murray is good. And again, they've been down by about 10-14 for a majority of the game. They did get it as close as 4, but then the Thunder went off with back-to-back threes and some great D, and now we're sitting at a 16-point lead. Wiggins. No good. Nice rebound by Valanciunas. Bad pass by Valanciunas. Wild passing. Bad turnover. Jalen Williams with the steal. Oh, Williams should have shot that. Wiggins. Laid it up with the left is good. Wow. Aaron Wiggins with the driving left-handed layup. Jalen Williams with the assist. 97-81 Thunder. And another shitty pass by Valanciunas. God damn, 3 turnovers in a row. SGA, and a hard foul by Valanciunas on SGA. And that might be the only thing he's good for is fouling. Got to be better, Valanciunas. You want to be a bully and throw those bows. You got to at least throw some passes that are going to get to your teammates. But again, they don't have anyone else really to give the Joker a breather. It's based off size. I mean, he's good for some rebounds and blocks and some easy dunks and layups here and there. But again, man, 3 bad turnovers in a row. And again, the Thunder extending their lead. First free throw by SGA. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is good. Strother coming in for Jamal Murray. Second free throw is good. Valanciunas, 2-man game. Valanciunas, pick and roll. Nice pass. There we go. Nice layup there by Valanciunas. 2-foot layup. Peyton Watson with the assist. SGA at the top of the key. 2-for-1 opportunity here for the Thunder late. 2-man game. SGA, nice pass. Wow, what a dime. Great vision. And Jalen Williams with a 6-foot floating jumper. SGA with the assist. Watson, floater, is good. Could have been a charge there. No call on Jalen Williams. Watson and Jalen Williams going at each other. SGA here with the clock winding down. Up by 16. Pick and roll for SGA. Nuggets with the switch. Corner 3. In and out, no good. Deep shot by Brown. Airballed, and that is the end of the third quarter. 101-85 Thunder. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. 101-85 Thunder. We'll go over some of the point totals here in a moment. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Nuggets down by 16. They need to cut this lead to 8 with about 4 minutes to go. If they're able to do that, they'll have a chance. But it definitely feels like the Thunder are starting to run away with it. All right, let's take a look at the Nuggets lineup as it sits. Watson with 21, Valanciunas with 13, Hardaway Jr. with 3, Brown with 4, Strother with 8. But you assume that some of the starters will be in either at the beginning of the fourth or very soon, into the fourth quarter. SGA with 27 when he only had 2 early on. He's at 27, 12, and 5, pacing for 40. Wallace with 23, Jalen Williams with 8, Kenrich Williams with 5, and Wiggins with 10. End of the third quarter, 101-85 Thunder. 9 for 14 shooting for SGA. That's what makes him so dangerous. He's not going to go 8 for 40, to be able to get his points. Definitely very selective in his jump shots and his layups, jumpers and threes. Doesn't need to shoot a lot of threes game in and game out. Very impressive. The evolution of SGA and Anthony Edwards and a few of the others, it's, definitely good for the NBA, especially when you're starting to get a few of these other individuals. They're kind of getting up there in age, like, with Giannis, obviously he would look great in Houston. He would look great in San Antonio with Wemby. That would probably be the best fit. But I do know him and Dame are still a little close. I wouldn't want to give up Denny, to get Giannis, but, Giannis, Denny, and Dame together, all healthy, would be, pretty phenomenal here in the Pacific Northwest. But I don't know what the realistic approach is if, it sounds like Giannis will be traded at the deadline or at the end of the year, but I just don't know if he'll be coming to Portland. But that would be the biggest name that we have ever gotten in quite some time if we were able to capitalize on that. Start of the fourth quarter. Chet at the top of the key. 3 in and out, no good. Bruce Brown with the defensive rebound for the Nuggets. And they need to be able to get some defense, and they need to get on a rally here in the fourth quarter if they want any chance of not getting blown out. Hardaway, that's not the guy you want shooting. Chet with the rebound off the Hardaway miss. Two-man game. Chet Holmgren for 3 again. Front rim, in and out, no good. Brown for 3. In and out, no good. Williams with the rebound. Fast break. 1-on-4. And 1. Wow. Cason Wallace with the and 1 layup. 1-on-4. He says, I don't care. I'm going all the way. Takes the bump by Brown. Beautiful left-handed layup is good. Free throw is no good. Tim Hardaway Jr. with the defensive rebound. And I don't know why Hardaway is shooting so much in this game. It's like you want to see Jamal Murray and the Joker, shooting. And obviously you can tell they miss Aaron Gordon tremendously. And another 3 by Tim Hardaway Jr. Stop shooting. Golly. Jalen Williams with the defensive rebound. I don't know who Tim Hardaway Jr. thinks he is. You're not your dad, my guy. Holmgren poked away. And out of bounds, Nuggets. Joker walking the ball up the floor. Nice pass. Brown underneath. Took a weird angle there, and he's going to go to the line for 2. If Brown just would have went up when he initially got the ball, it would have been an easy layup. He kind of made that harder than it had to be. First free throw by Bruce Brown is good. Cutting the lead now to 16. But they need to get it down to 8 with about 4 minutes to go if they have any shot. We'll find out if we get Murray and the Joker being a little bit more aggressive offensively. Less than 10 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Second free throw by Bruce Brown is good. Williams. Nice pass. Pump fake. Isaiah Joe. In and out, no good. Missed 3. Rebound by the Joker. Pick and roll here with the Joker. He's open. Joker backs down. Shoots it over 2 Thunder opponents. It's good. 9-foot floating jump shot. Strother with the assist. Nice job by the Joker. Somebody get open here. Good ball movement here by the Thunder. Very unselfish. No backdoor cuts available. Shot clock winding down. Aaron Wiggins for three. Bang, it's good. Wow, step back jumper with the shot clock down to 1. Aaron Wiggins, and again, the 3-point game for the Thunder is definitely the reason why they're winning this game at this point. They didn't shoot very well against Minnesota, and Anthony Edwards much better here today against the Nuggets on the road. Hardaway, Strother, and Wiggins with the reach and foul on the Joker. Peyton Watson enters the game there for Spencer Jones, and Jamal Murray back in the game for Julian Strother. Less than 9 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. It was as close as 4 for the Nuggets, but every time they get that close, the Thunder respond with a few threes. Joker at the top of the key, 2-man game with Murray. Corner three, bang, and it's good. Peyton Watson, 24-foot 3-point jumper. Jamal Murray with the beautiful assist. Now they're down by 15. Chet Holmgren, and a reach-in foul by Tim Hardaway Jr. Second foul for Tim Hardaway Jr. First free throw by Chet. First free throw is good. Great team effort here by the Thunder. And again, it's not often that they're going to get beat, back to back to back games. So they might get a loss, but they usually string a few wins together after an L. Second free throw is good. The parlay hit. We figured it would. Jamal Murray. Pick and roll at the top of the key. Thunder playing some great disciplined defense in this game on the road. Jamal Murray. Good pass. Bruce Brown. Bang, and it's good. Jamal Murray with a beautiful assist. Bruce Brown with a 23-foot 3-point jumper in the corner. And that's going to be a full timeout for the Thunder to regroup. 108-95 OKC. Up by 13 with 8 minutes to go. Tomorrow, there's only 4 games on. We got the Pelicans and the Hornets at noon. Rockets and the Pacers at 4. You got the T-Wolves in Memphis at 4:30 on Peacock, and then the Sixers and the Clippers at 7 on Peacock. So tomorrow's stream will be the T-Wolves and Anthony Edwards versus the Memphis Grizzlies. I think that's where we're going to go. I mean, we only have 4 options tomorrow, so we have to, go with the game that I think that would be the most enjoyable. We'll see if the Grizz can stick with, the T-Wolves. It's not likely. The T-Wolves will probably blow out the Grizz, you would assume. But, I love watching Anthony Edwards play. So, you got Rudy Gobert there. You got a very well-rounded squad. So I think that's what we're going to end up doing tomorrow. And then on Tuesday, what do we got? We got the Celtics and the Mavericks at 5 on NBC and Peacock. And then the late game is the Suns and the Blazers at 8. And a little late, to be doing a stream at 8 p.m. Pacific, but we'll figure out what we do then. And then on Wednesday, we do have the Thunder and the Spurs, Wemby and SGA going at it on top of NASCAR Cup Series with Bowman Gray if it doesn't get canceled again on Wednesday, but that's going to be on at 3. I wish I could do both. Do the NASCAR Cup Series at Bowman Gray at 3, and if it were to end, before, the next game would start between, the Thunder and the Spurs, but again, I think it will probably last a little bit longer, but I haven't really fully decided what we're going to do, but it's, hard to not do the Thunder and the Spurs, especially on how good both of those teams have been and how exciting SGA and Wemby have been, not only this year, but in their careers. So. But if I decide just to watch Bowman Gray and do the Thunder and the Spurs on Wednesday, which I think I'm going to do, we will do Daytona 500 and a few other matchups. We might even do some of the trucks in the Xfinity series, but we got to be able to kind of pick and choose, I guess. I was looking forward to doing the NASCAR Cup Series tomorrow, but this morning they had too much snow and they had to push it out to Wednesday, and hopefully that's the last time that they cancel it and push it out. All right, Spencer Jones enters for the Joker. Hartenstein enters for Jalen Williams. SGA enters for Chet. And Dort comes in for Cason Wallace. But we'll be doing NBA games almost on the regular until we get into baseball season. Obviously, we have spring training starting February 20th. World Baseball Classic at the beginning of March. And then obviously... a little bit of baseball, obviously, at the end of March as well. So SGA goes up for the layup and hit hard. Bruce Brown with the shooting foul, and SGA to the line for two. And again, this is the type of game that Gilgeous-Alexander needed to be a little bit more offensive heavy, compared to that game against Anthony Edwards, where they just weren't really in a rhythm and got bullied from the very start. First free throw is good from SGA. And it's very rare for them to get bullied 2 games in a row. So, but definitely a lot of the other teams have caught up to the Thunder this year. There's not that much of a gap. Second free throw is good by SGA. 110-95. Nuggets down by 15. Jamal Murray. Crossover. Spin move, 360. Layup with his left. Rolls in and out, no good. Hartenstein with the rebound. SGA on the fast break. Good ball movement here by the Thunder. Wiggins for 3. In and out, no good. Tipped away by Hartenstein. Swing it. Isaiah Joe for 3, front rim, in and out, no good. Tim Hardaway Jr. with the defensive rebound. Under. SGA at the top of the key. Especially when we have less than 7 minutes to go. So SGA stolen, poked away. Spencer Jones with the steal. Bruce Brown with a wild 3. What the hell was that? Aaron Wiggins with the defensive rebound. And this has just been the SGA game. Again, had to be the guy that, takes a little bit more offensive shots than maybe in previous games. And he's been on fire. 18-foot step-back jumper, SGA, and that's what you need sometimes. It's not necessarily being a ball hog. It's just who else is on the floor that can make shots. And, we know SGA is one of the top, 3 players, in the NBA at the moment. Big 3 by Spencer Jones. Jamal Murray with the assist. Down by 14 with less than 6 minutes to go. They need to get this down to about 6 to 8 with about 3 minutes to go. But even with that being said, I don't know if they're going to be able to come back. Layup off the glass. No good. Reach in foul by Spencer Jones. Aaron Wiggins to the line for 2. First free throw by Wiggins is missed. And the Nuggets with a full timeout. 5:53 left in the fourth quarter, 112-98 Thunder. It's been all SGA today. 31 points, 10 for 15 from the field, 12 assists, 5 rebounds. Unbelievable. And again, that's what makes SGA so special. He doesn't need to shoot 30 times to get 30 points. 10 for 15 shooting, and a lot of the shots have been difficult jumpers, and not just, layups and dunks. He's had a little bit of everything today. Hartenstein with 4, Dort with 6, Joe with 9, Wiggins with 13. And on the flip side for the Nuggets in the game, Watson with 24, Murray with 12, Jones with 6, Hardaway Jr. with 3, Brown with 9. But again, you're just not getting enough out of the Joker to make this a closer game. Like, this is the type of game that you needed the Joker to have a triple-double. Had to have a similar type of game as SGA. High 20s or 30 points, and then maybe the Nuggets are a little bit closer, but, he's just coming back, from an injury. And again, I think this is his first home game since December 29th. So, I don't think he's rusty, but, he did have a limit restriction on his minutes. And again, we're getting down to the wire now. 5:53 left in the fourth. 112-98 Thunder. Great win here for the Thunder if they can pull it off after losing to the Minnesota Timberwolves on the road a couple of days ago. Under 240.5, under 238. I mean, you got to think we only got 538 or 553 left. So, I mean, and what's the most the Nuggets are going to get in 553? Maybe to like 10 points, 108, right? And then with the Thunder, what's the most that they're going to hit? Maybe, 8 to 14. So, but I still think you're going to be under, but we'll find out. It just depends in the that last minute, if it's, already, the benches have been cleared and they got some of the backups in, then it ends up getting sloppy, and then there's not a whole lot of points to be scored, just kind of dribbling it out. So all right, Strother comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. Had a lot of ill-advised, jump shots and threes today. Joker comes back in for Bruce Brown for the rest of the game, you would assume, until they decide to call it. And we got Cason Wallace coming in for Isaiah Joe. Aaron Wiggins, second free throw of 2 after the timeout here. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Second free throw is good by Wiggins. 113-98. They're down by 15, and they've gotten as close as 4 in the third quarter, but the Thunder have been magnificent from deep today. Strong layup, no good. SGA with the rebound. 2-on-1. SGA, nice pass. Oh my God, how do you miss that? Hartenstein misses a gimme 2 feet away from the rim. And then an easy layup there by Peyton Watson. Joker with the assist. Now they're down by 13. And we'll see if they start doing a full court press or not. SGA. Pick and roll. Floater with the left. And a reach-in foul on SGA, goes to the line for 2. Dude, Dude, Hardaway has been terrible today. I don't know what, I mean, he thought he was his dad or something, you know, again, and we already know that Tim Hardaway was known for the killer crossover, but was a better outside shooter than his son. But I mean, I don't know if he tapped into his dad's soul and thought, hey, he was just going to go off, but he had a lot of shitty looks in this game where they needed to go down low or just to have a better player like Murray take the shot or go inside. So, you know, but I guess, you know, every NBA player, you know, sometimes, you know, feels themselves a little bit too much. Second free throw is good by SGA. Gilgeous-Alexander showing why he is arguably the best player in the NBA. And if he's not the best, he's definitely in the top three. Stolen. Wallace. Chet. And a big attempted throwdown, but he gets fouled by the Joker, I believe, there. Chet to the line for two. Reflect in the building. What's good? Yeah, she was in here for a few minutes. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. You know, we got to do a lot of NBA until we end up getting into the World Baseball Classic and then the, you know, spring training for baseball. So first free throw by Chet is good. Yeah, it's a nice little collage, you know. You get a little old school LeBron on Miami, you know, Allen Iverson on the Sixers, old school D Rose, who just got his jersey retired by the Bulls recently, and old school Brandon Roy. You know, you can't go wrong there. What could have been with Roy, Aldridge, and Odin, you know? Could have made a finals or two, maybe wouldn't have won it all, but, you know, could have been exciting if those guys were able to stay healthy. Murray kicks it out. Open three. Watson, bang, it's good. Jamal Murray with the assist. And obviously SGA has been taking most of the looks in the second half, and that has been able to give them this extended lead. SGA, step back jumper. God, he's good. He is so good. That step back jumper, I don't think anyone does it better than him in the league. He is so good. 118-103, Thunder. Stole from Hartenstein there. SGA at the top of the key. Two-man game with Hartenstein. Dort from three, no good. Joker with the defensive rebound. Peyton Watson's open. Three is no good. And you have three Thunder players crashing the boards with the Joker. And they're going to call a jump ball, I believe, between Dort and the Joker. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. Just got to keep grinding it out until we, get to baseball season. So we're doing a lot of NBA, a little bit of NASCAR. The NHL is going to have like a 20-day gap where they don't have anything going on in February. So I'm not really sure if we're going to be doing any Kraken streams in any time in the near future. Probably we'll do NBA because it'll get better ratings and whatnot. But, I'll definitely still be watching the Kraken, and hopefully they'll continue to have success like they did against the Vegas Golden Knights last night. They look like they could be a playoff team this year, which is good for them. And then we obviously have the Super Bowl on Sunday, which is going to be amazing between the Hawks and the Patriots. Three, in and out, no good. Joker with the rebound, stolen away. Gilgeous-Alexander, 2-on-1, and a big dunk by Cason Wallace, and that's going to be a Nuggets full timeout. And Joker complaining about the foul call that he did not receive. But at this point in the game, you can't be bitching and moaning about foul calls when you're down by 17. They need you to be the, triple threat option that you normally are, right? And we know that when the Joker is healthy, he can get a triple-double easier than anyone else in the league. Points, rebounds, assists. And not only that, when he's healthy, he's got the ability to get 30, 10, and 10 or 30, 15, and 15. And there's not very many guys in the league that can do that. Hence, the MVPs that he's been able to get over the couple years. But on top of that, he missed about a month, so he won't be able to qualify for the MVP this year. But, very interesting to see the Nuggets stay afloat, in second, third, and fourth in the West with not having their best player available for a month. And that's really good coaching for Denver. Oh, really? How is he? Have you got a chance to watch any Husky basketball yet this year? How do they look? .311 left in the fourth quarter, 120-103 Thunder. Oh, he's a freshman. Super young then. Okay, we got a lot of bench players coming in now. So I'm not sure if the Nuggets have just waved a white flag, but it's looking like it. And it looks like the Thunder have made some substitutions as well, but they still have a lot of their main guys still out there. So Nuggets, emptied their bench, and then the Thunder said, fuck that. We're going to keep going at them. Good defense here by the Thunder on the backups. And then an air ball by Denver. Zeke with the air ball on that 20-foot jumper. That's a shame. Chet at the top of the key, crossover. Hit him with a little hezzy. Ooh, fade away. In and out, no good. And Zeke with the foul. Chet Holmgren to the line for two. 2:33 left here in the fourth quarter. Thunder responding to their ass whooping that they took on the road with Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves a couple games ago. And it's rare for the Thunder to have back-to-back bad games. And SGA was definitely more assertive here in the second half, and that really is the main reason why they're winning this game. 34 points, 13 assists, so he's not being a ball hog, right? 5 rebounds, 11 for 16 shooting. You don't really see that out of superstars. A lot of times to get 30 points, some of these players are taking 20 to 30 shots, and SGA, fantastic game here today. Isaiah Joe coming in for SGA, so it looks like they are emptying out some of their guys as well for the Thunder bench. Second free throw from Chet Holmgren incoming. Yeah, they're never last. They're normally one of the top teams, so I haven't really been paying attention too much. I used to watch them when they had like Luke Ridnour and Luke Jackson, back in the late 90s, early 2000s and whatnot. And obviously, them making the tournament over the years, but, I'm not sure if they've had injuries or what's going on, but, normally they are much better than that for sure. Less than 2 minutes left here in the fourth quarter, 121-105, OKC up by quite a bit. Jumper from the corner is good. Deron Holmes a second with a 13-foot jumper. Julian Strother there with the assist. Step back three. In and out, no good. Nice rebound here by Denver. Strother with the rebound. Two-man game here with the Nuggets. Good pass. Hunter Tyson is open. Bang, and it's good. Julian Strother with another assist. 121-108, OKC. They just needed more from the Joker tonight to be a little bit closer in this game. So, jumper, in and out, no good. And obviously a lot of these bench guys don't get a whole lot of time, so they're all trying to, show off a little bit here. Contested three, in and out, no good. Strother misses that 27-foot three-point jumper with a hand in his face. Isaiah Joe with the defensive rebound. Less than a minute to go. Two-man game. Isaiah Joe from Steph Curry range. Air ball. 29-foot three-point jumper by Isaiah Joe hits an air ball. And now it'll be Nuggets ball. Nuggets running a little pick and roll. Floater, in and out, no good. Hunter Tyson going to the line for 2. Barnheiser with the shooting foul for the Thunder. .39 seconds left. Thunder up by 11. First free throw is good by Hunter Tyson. Yeah, they really need Christian Braun and Aaron Gordon bad. You know, those two individuals not being available for Denver, you know, and they're still second, you know, in the West. They just recently passed the Spurs, but it's going to be a logjam for the first 6 spots in the West. There's no doubt about that. Second free throw by Hunter Tyson was good. Open 3, in and out, no good. Zeke with a nice defensive board. Strother going to the layup and fouled. Barnheiser with another shooting foul. And Julian Strother for the Nuggets going to the line for 2. First free throw is good by Strother. And then we only have 4 games on the NBA slate tomorrow. So tomorrow's stream will be the T-Wolves and the Grizzlies at 4:30 Pacific on Peacock. That's really the only game that's worth doing out of the 4. So second free throw is good. And they just dribble it out, and that is the final score. Thunder 121, Nuggets 111. And again, you just needed a little bit more, you know, out of some of the key players there for the Nuggets. Let's look at the final line. SGA, 34 points, 13 assists, 5 rebounds. Fantastic game. And then the surprise, probably Aaron Wiggins with 14 off the bench. And obviously Cason Wallace with 27. That was really the deciding factor. And then 16 for the Joker, 12 for Murray. That's not going to be good enough. And normally Murray can get you over 20, and the Joker normally is closer to 25 to 30 rather than 16, but 28 combined, you get 10 more points, then the game is tied. So that's really the difference right there. Well, I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very much. Make sure to hit that like button on your way out. Final score, Thunder 121, Nuggets 111. And again, I will be live tomorrow for the T-Wolves and the Grizzlies at 4:30 Pacific, since there's only 4 games tomorrow. Pelicans and the Hornets, Rockets and the Pacers, and then you got Minnesota and Memphis and Philly and LA for the Clippers. So we're going to end up doing, the T-Wolves because of Anthony Edwards and Rudy Gobert. So hopefully to see you guys there. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. And I got one question for you. Well, you know, talk sports like us. Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Okay.